with Jenny and Ginny. This is the Noonas podcast with Jenny and Ginny.
Dual set.
Heart to heart.
This podcast, Amida. Welcome back to the Noonas podcast. It is your host, Jenny, and as always with my co-host, Ginny.
Hello.
And we are back once again with the Noonas podcast. Again, another crazy week of album releases, and finally, I feel like it's like a finally in JK voice, finally finishing up our massive Rookiepedia marathon session here with our Kingdom comebacks with our Rookiepedia sessions for the Kingdom groups, finishing up with the Boyz this week. It's going to be a fun episode.
It's gonna take a while, or we're taking like a big break from like the Rookiepedia sessions.
Yeah, it's been a lot of research. This has been, we're not doing 6 back to back again, because this was a lot of research to do. Even with some of the groups we're more familiar with, obviously like ATs and Stray Kids. And even some of the groups like we're not as familiar with, like, B2B or Icon or even SF9. But, it's just a lot of preparation for these episodes. So I think we're going to take a break on the Wikipedia sessions for a little bit, but we will bring them back. Don't worry, you guys. We'll definitely bring back the Wikipedia sessions at a later time, but there's definitely going to be a lot more news and stuff happening because, holy cow, there's always something happening. This week's just been crazy, obviously, with news and stuff. Between the McDonald's thing with BTS.
Or some or superhero movies that coming up. A lot of things like crossing over. That's getting like the fans all hyped too.
Yeah, Monday was an insane day. As a K-pop stan, I was not gonna lie. Monday was just an insane day, period.
Right.
For me, it was like an insane morning, just hands down. So, for more reasons than one, it is the general K-pop stan. It's just like definitely a lot of Western crossover. It was just kind of like, wow, okay, I feel like there's some recognition happening now in this industry. So, but we'll talk about that, I think, all at a later date, because it's either been confirmed or denied who is singing in the Shang-Chi trailer. We have our suspicions.
We have a very evident suspicions. Like, we can tell, like, by the voice, like, is that him? Even my sister said, since we have my sister Tabby on board. Yeah.
Yes, we actually do. Before anything, we actually have a special guest on the show today. We actually have Ginny's sister Tabby on the show. Hey, hi, Tabby.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Tabby's actually helping us out today because she's a really big Boyz fan, so she's gonna help us out with our Wikipedia session. Casual,
as well a big Day 6 fan, since she'll find me to talk about or chime in with her thoughts on the new album as well. She's the cause of my descent into K-pop. Even though she shows me a lot of stuff, and I was like kind of scoffing it off until getting into it myself, and then she's like, seriously now?
Yeah, I was able to wear her down, guys.
So this is the cause of my problems, and and a lot of my familial like issues at home. But yeah, K-pop is a big factor, influence.
So this is part of the reason why we spam Facebook all the time with K-pop now. So you're welcome. But between the Shang-Chi trailer, we're considering with who we think is singing in the trailer, which I hope that's true.
I hope so. And it bring people like more attention, like, oh, who's this guy, or like what we see in the what group he was with. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, hopefully we get more Asian representation with different artists, especially Chinese artists too, because there's some obviously we've talked about Chinese crossover with Chinese artists in K-pop, as well as doing their solo work in China too. So it'd be really great to see more of that as well. But we can only hope. So makes me more excited for Shang-Chi. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually excited originally, but I'm more excited.
Yeah, but the movie's good too. The movie's good too. And I'm like, gonna.
That too. I know. We're hoping for Black Panther moment. We really are.
Right.
So, but yeah, let's get into the show. So we actually said we have a couple albums to review today. We have 3 albums to review. We have a full album from New West with their second full album, as well as a mini album from Day 6 and a mini album from P1 Harmony. And then again, we're finishing up our Rookiepedia sessions this week with our Kingdom groups, finishing up with the winners of Road to Kingdom, the Boyz, and going into their, the returning kings, the returning champions from them, and getting into their history and kind of, I think we need to kind of talk about like kind of, I think, why they won Road to Kingdom and how their success there has kind of, helped them into getting into Kingdom here. So I think it'll be fun. So, but let's get into our album reviews today. I think we should just get right into it too. And we should just get started right into our first album with New West and their second album, Romanticize. I will say this, looking at the actual album, like if you look at the album artwork, whoever their graphic designer is needs to be fired because there's so many different fonts on that album.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, the cringe. As somebody who knows graphic designers,
yeah, I did check it out, and then you're right. Oh my goodness, it's so many things. It's like really. Yeah, it looks so chaotic in one picture.
I know. There's just so many different like fonts happening. It's like, who are the graphic designers on that album? Sure. Sure, you can graphic design.
But
I mean, besides the graphic design of the album cover itself, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with this album. I mean, having kind of casually listened to a little bit of New West, obviously I'm a little more familiar with their label mates at Pleatus with 17.
Right.
I'm not, as familiar with New West. I was really pleasantly surprised with this album. Like, I really found myself enjoying this full album.
Yeah, and I think you said last week that you were really excited into hearing what New West has in store for their new album too.
So, I did, yes.
Yeah, I think I was the same thing. Like, not entirely familiar with New West, but I actually really dug the album too.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it was very much of a nice surprise. I had this really awesome like all throughout the album, the sound had this really awesome kind of like it felt like this like European like house club vibe to it.
Yes, I was thinking about that. It's like some kind of like a Euro club house music that that they would probably make. And like how it was able to be consistent in some most of their songs in the album, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, me too. Because I mean, that's a hard thing to like, I think, keep up, especially throughout a full album. Because I mean, this is a full album with 10 songs on it. I mean, and to note too in the album too, half of it's all 5 of them, as all 5 members, and then half of the album are solos of each member
tracks.
Getting to showcase themselves with a solo. And I think that's kind of nice to be able to have that and be able to showcase what they're doing.
Skills. Yeah, the different skills or talents, as like whatever, if they're vocalists or rappers. Like, I really liked it. I liked the way it was composed too. I think it was when we finally got to like the solo tracks, I was like kind of like had my head of like, oh, what is this? And then I looked up in my screen and was like, oh, this is a solo track from like either Beko or from like this guy. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. They had it that way, and I actually enjoy their solo tracks, their solo half of the album more than the group efforts, which is not that I said like the whole thing was bad or like the group was not good. I actually enjoy listening to like the solo because I like listening to like the different styles, how these either sing or rap.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, not to say like their title track Inside Out. I mean, the title track Inside Out was really, really good. I really enjoyed that because, like I said, like from their first song Dress into Inside Out, like it flows really well together. And again, it has this very European club beat. It feels very voguey. Like I feel like you would almost like be like strutting down a runway. Like
yes.
to Inside Out. Like that's the kind of vibe I had to that song when I was listening to it for the first time.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, they also have like a similar feel with SF9's Now or Never, or as they're now saying it, Jealous. Like they're finally, they're finally admitting like, okay, yeah, the song is called Jealous, but yeah, it kind of had that certain vibe to it too.
Yeah. It just really had this like just fun, like it just felt very fresh because like I mean we talked a lot about Noonas is definitely a third gen group. I mean they've been around since 2015 or 2012, excuse me. They've been around for quite a long time now.
Before BTS.
Yeah, they've been around before BTS. I think they were around before even 17. So and so but they've kind of had like they've kind of had like some waves of like success and stuff because they kind of in and out. But they've really, I think, had a lot of success now post. I think one of the members was in 101. So they, because Minhyun was in 101 because he was on Produce 101 season 2. So, and he won a spot to be in 101. So while he was promoting with them, they were promoting as a group called New SW, which is New S Waiting. Because they were waiting for Minhyun to come back.
Waiting, USW.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice that they, they really, I think they've kind of really set up and they've now kind of like really, I think, are finding like a place. And they really have a great sound to them because I really do like this like kind of like clubby sound to it. It's something different that I haven't seen in K-pop.
Yeah. I know like a lot of groups are doing a lot of retro themed music in their in their albums, like in their production recently. But I think with New West, I think they're able, with their experiences that they have throughout their career, I think they're able to pull that sound off, and I think their lineup would really fits within that kind of genre.
Yeah, I mean. And like we said, like it was really nice too to see them kind of be able to showcase themselves with their solo tracks. Like I'm not gonna lie, like Baeko's solo track. Oh
no!
You know where I'm going with this.
No! Yeah, Tabby, you have to listen to the album. Yeah, just let me know what you think. But listen to Baeko's solo.
You need
track,
to listen to Need It.
This is the equivalent to The Weeknd's Worth It.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how it sounds like to me because it's really slow and it's really like sexy.
Of course.
Yes.
Can't expect anything less from Baekhyun.
I know, even the music video too.
There's a music video?
Inside Out, like how he's wearing.
Yeah. Isn't he part of BM's?
BM's squad.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. There's a lot of vibes of that throughout.
Now I see why VM recruited him. As like,
Yeah. Let's just say, we are redoing the Thought playlist. Needed is going on the Thought playlist.
Oh no, we're adding more to this year's 2021.
Oh my god, I know. We're gonna have to make a Thought playlist for the just 2021 because this is another one that's gonna have to go on it because wow, like it is the most. This is some like love making, maybe making like bedroom music if I've ever heard it. But it's so good. It's so well done. It's so put together so well. Like his vocals and just the inspiration and just like everything. It's so good. Like it's like it would fit for 50 Shades. Like
no, that's what I said. It's worth it. Yeah, it is. It's worth it from The Weeknd.
It is. It very much is like worth it from The Weeknd. So highly recommended.
I listened to it once. I was like, no, I don't want to listen to it again. No, I don't want to listen to it again.
So I mean, it's just. I listened to that. I listened to that at work, unfortunately, and I'm sitting there in my cubicle, like,
why?
Early on a Monday morning too, and I was just like, this is a bad idea.
No, you need that energy. You need that energy for a Monday morning.
I don't need this morning energy on a Monday morning. but too late. We're here, so this is where I was. But I mean, like I said, I really do, and like even like the songs that come after that, like with Doom Doom and Rocket Rocket.
Right. I enjoy
like,
those.
Those are the more like clubbier sounds that come from like the rap line with JR and Ren, like are super super good too. Like I really love those kind of clubbier vibe songs, like just like going out to, like it feels like going out to a European club.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like
my favorite one was like Doom Doom, which is one of like the final, I think it was one of the final tracks. But yeah, I love that. I love that song. I like when it's like the clubby sound, but when you have like the rap, like spoken word into the lyricism, or the like during when you're like singing into it. I really love that one.
Yeah, it's just it was this is a really good album. I really for their second album, this is really good. Like this is actually making me want to actually go back and like dig further into Noonas stuff, because I really really did enjoy what I got from this album, because it's really put together very well. Like it's a very solid album, and this is awesome. It's really awesome too, considering I know Aaron's been kind of in and out because he took a bit of a leave of absence like just at the beginning of this year because he's having some anxiety issues. So they were promoting as 4 for a little bit, and I guess he's kind of partially back right now, because obviously he was in the music video and he's promoting and he did a solo track, but he's kind of in and out. So like I think at his own like comfort to promote for this comeback, which I really appreciate from Playtus to be able to like let him do that.
Yeah, if it's entirely up to him, like if he decided, I want to, be involved in this one, then, good on him. Yeah.
Yeah, which I really, really appreciate. Also, right now, I know Baeko's taking a minor leave of absence because he's dealing with a death in the family right now. So,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, unfortunately,
condolences to his family.
Yeah, I think his grandmother just passed away, so he's taking a minor leave to go deal with that. So, unfortunately, but yeah, no, I really highly recommend this album. This is a really, really solid album outside of the graphic design, but
like the graphic design, but the rest is good.
This was really, really solid, and like I said, I'm really gonna start going back and looking into more new stuff. Like I said, I've listened to some of their stuff, and I do have some of their stuff in my playlists, but I'm definitely gonna have to dig more into their stuff. So yeah, my hat's off to New West.
Yeah, this same here. I'll try to look for more of their songs as well.
So, but with that, let's get into our next album, which also came out. These New West came out on Monday. This also came out on Monday as well, and that is Day 6 with their 7th mini album. They're up to their 7th mini album already. I apologize. This is a very long title, but
this is a long title. Like what?
It was some novel for a title, but it's Day 6. The Book of Us, Negentropy-Chaos swallowed up in love. I'm not gonna lie, that's the whole title of the album.
I know the Book of Us colon Negentropy dash. Yeah, I already forgot like the last half of the title. Something swallowed up in love. I don't know.
Well, like they know they've been doing this the Book of Us series for a while now, because I know the last album was Book of Us Demon, which came out last year, when it was them promoting as the full Day 6, because I know they took because some members took some time off, and then they did Day 6 Even of Day. So so this is their first time they're all back together. Although it's kind of interesting right now at Day 6 because their leader Sungjin has he kind of surprised everybody and decided, I'm going to the military, because he literally did a V-Live as he was going to the military.
What? Oh, what?
Yeah.
Did you know about this?
No, I did.
What the heck?
That's something he would do.
Yeah, he just like, I was really like, I'm going to the military. Surprise. In March. So, yeah. So, surprise. So they're so interesting with this is like they're not promoting the album really, like on music shows and stuff, because because of they felt like it wouldn't be right, because Sungjin's not there because he's now in the military, they were able to at least get everything done in terms of like the album, like the photos and the music video and everything done before he left. Because obviously he's done all that, but in terms of like promotion wise, he can't take place in that, part of any of that. And I wonder if part of it has to do with Jay too, with his recent mini scandal. His little Twitch oopsie,
Yeah, it makes sense though. You know, it makes sense because and also since they don't like dance like regular K-pop groups. They need to use more like instruments because they're considered the K-pop rock band. I guess. Makes sense. I don't know what the leader's position is, but it wouldn't make sense for them to like perform or play without like an instrument or like a vocalist too. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I think if I remember, Sanjay's he's the rhythm guitarist, and he's one of the main vocalists. So he's kind of crucial for them to play. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Day6 is a K-pop band, but they're a rock band. So they do play instruments on stage when they perform, and I think that's what makes them very unique in a way.
Right.
In terms of K-pop, and I really do love their sound. I have quite a few Day6 stuff. I wouldn't consider myself a My Day at all, but I don't know. Tabby, are you a My Day?
No, I feel like I'm not worthy to be a My Day because you need like a lot of research. Well, not a lot, but I don't know. I just listen to it casually, I guess.
You're a casual My Day. You can consider yourself a casual My Day. I think
I'm not worthy.
I would say she's not Sungmin levels of My Day. Sungmin from Stray Kids level of My Day.
But you introduced me to a lot of their, really their good songs. I think it was, yeah. And I think I what I love about Day6, and I wish like more would be established with that kind of like composition or formation in K-pop more than just dancing. I kind of want to see more of those groups.
Yeah, because I mean, like the only ones.
No. Okay, there was a video with him and BM, and then like, really, like, can you teach me how to dance?
Yeah, so that's another factor why they're a rock band. Someone that couldn't dance.
No, I mean, because like the only ones like I know that I follow a lot in terms of like K-pop rock bands are Day6, The Rose, and a little bit of N Flying too.
Oh, right.
Like those are like the three main ones I follow, and I know there's a few other ones out there, but like those are the three main ones I follow. But anyway, getting back into the album itself with Day6, I guess I mean, I think it's nice because this is their first album in almost a year because the last one, Book of Us Demon, came out. I think it was May of last year with Zombie, which I remember Zombie being really, really good and kind of sad that it didn't get promoted because that's when both Sunjay and both when Sungjin and Jay both went on hiatus to kind of go on some like mental health hiatus breaks because they were both having some major stress. So they didn't really promote the album at that point. And so they kind of come back this full year later, and I feel like they kind of picked up where they left off with Zombie and with a bit of a brighter sound, I think.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with like the last album, so I think Tabby will see if he agrees with that statement.
Like I definitely feel like this album was more of like, I guess, summer coming of age memory vibes.
Oh yeah,
very bright, like definitely bright. As of like from what I remember, like Zombie was a little bit more, I guess, angsty, but no, this one's definitely bright, which I love.
Yeah, I think for me it's like a really great summer, album to play in the summer.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Yeah, it has definite summer vibes to it, like throughout. It's just, I really liked the use of the synths, especially with like throughout the pre-chorus and kind of towards the end of the song. It definitely has a lot of like summery vibes to it. I mean, the music video helps too, especially with them on the beach and stuff.
The beach.
Even though the music video is a little angsty too, in tiny bit, but. But
yeah, I think I like how this album this time they're going more of like the pop the pop rock range more than like just like a heavy, like either like a heavy metal that they've done in the past, or like more of the synth like from the 80s. So I like how this one's more like the alt rock pop type of sound, and I can appreciate that. I like how they blend that kind of sounds in together.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely more because they've done more heavier rock and stuff, influences with some of their earlier stuff too, but this is definitely more in the pop vein of their sound, I think, too. And it has a little bit more sentimentality, I think, in some of their songs throughout the album. So it kind of has that, a little bit of like almost like indie alt rock-ish feel to it.
Yeah, I feel
in terms of that. Yeah, I mean, because I like some of the stuff like Above the Clouds. Like, I just kind of really like the sentimentality of that song. Just the whole vibe I got throughout the whole feeling of it. Like, it just felt really, really beautiful. It felt like it could be part of an OST, honestly.
Oh yeah,
like,
I
some drama.
I can imagine. Yeah, I actually I really enjoyed the title track of "You Make Me," even though Tabby's actually like not really a fan of the song itself. But I think you like what was the other song that you liked from the album? It was like "We Fight." We Fight.
Every day we fight.
Yeah, Every Day We Fight, which I agree to.
Yeah, Every Day We Fight was really good too. I think it's the first song on the album, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a really good song just to kind of start the album off. I think it's a really good just to get into the whole mood, the whole vibe of the album.
Yeah, I think if someone like listens to Day 6 for the first time with that album, I think the first track is is a really good introduction of like what they do and how they sound like.
Yeah. I mean, like in Day 6, like I said, they have a wide range in terms of like their sound and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're very diverse. They're very diverse.
Yeah, they're very diverse in their rock sound, I feel like, too. Because I mean, this is obviously very different from like, like Shoot Me, and different from Zombie, and different from other
Deep
like
in Love, Rescue Me, and which I love those two songs.
Yeah. I'm kind of feel like this almost harkens back to a little bit like something like their earlier stuff from like You Were Beautiful, like some of their more like sentimental stuff, which I love. You Were Beautiful. I think that's one of my favorite songs of theirs. Also one of my favorite to see perform live on YouTube. I've seen so many clips of people with their phones out when they perform that live, because it's usually people putting their exes up when they that's a whole thing apparently. When they sing You're Beautiful, apparently people put up like pictures of their exes on their phones.
Well, that song "You're Beautiful" and "Congratulations," like it's kind of like a breakup. Like, there's a whole story to that. But yeah, you should definitely watch it.
Go watch a couple of videos of those. Those are kind of fun to watch, actually.
Yeah. Exposing their ex.
So as much as I do love You Were Beautiful, I think that's one of the most beautiful songs, period. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really great album in terms of like just kind of going a little bit more into this like softer pop, alt rock, indie, a little bit indie-ish sound. So it's a little less angsty than like Zombie was, just a little bit smoother, ready for summer kind of sound with this album. So just good summer vibes, hopefully. With a little angst in it.
Great summer songs to listen to.
Yeah. So I just I just wish the title of the album was a little smaller.
Right? Or just like saying Negentropy or whatever, or like the book about Negentropy. You have to like say like the chaos swallowed up in love. I'm trying to like figure out what kind of concept that they're trying to make, and trying to learn about the Book of Us series. I think Tabby will probably help you later about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like, they've been doing this Book of Us series since like 2019. They've been doing this Book of Us series for a while. So, yeah, I wonder if we're gonna get more from that. Although like now everyone's going into the military, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if we're gonna get more subunits, obviously from Day 6. If we're gonna get more even of day stuff from them now. So we'll see what happens in the future with Day 6, but. Yeah, I think this is a great kind of final, like, at least for Sungjin, at least before, he went off to the military. So,
he goes off.
And now he's off in the military, and, we're on that now, beginning the military sprawl for them. So,
yeah, a lot of idols are in the military, going soon. It's like, oh, shoot. It's crazy.
We're getting into that peak Gen 3, like, peak of military groupings here, so it's kind of where we're getting to that point now. So it's going to get a little crazy. So
empty. We're gonna be the dead years.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the dead years of Gen 3 here pretty soon, unfortunately. But that's all right. Well, let's get into our final album of the week. And this comes from rookie group P1 Harmony, and this is actually their first comeback. This is their second mini album. So this is their first official comeback in their history. With their second mini album, Disharmony Breakout. And their title track, Scared. And I'm just very curious on what you have to think about it, because I will say this, I've been into P1 Harmony obviously before with their first, even I think kind of like just after debut. Like I just kind of discovered like just after debut. The thing is, for me, it's a bit different with my first impression of P1 Harmony, since I haven't wasn't able to hear a lot of their songs, especially in their I guess their debut album. So their comeback is actually my first impression of them, for P1 Harmony. And since, also a known fact with P1 Harmony, since they're considered the little brothers of SF9, which because they're under FNC Entertainment. Yes. Yeah, I like how they're different, or the different sounds that they can distinguish from each other. Since SF9 is more like a dance clubby type of group, whereas P1 Harmony is more leading into the hip hop side. The hip hop side. So I can kind of get that feeling from their title track "Scared," and the first time it dropped with like the really clangy instrumentals, it kind of sounds like they're like using chimes, or I don't know what they're using, some kind of like metal thing. Tabby described it really well. It's like it sounds very industrial. Yeah. It does feel very industrial house. Yeah,
I was like I was like very taken aback, like, oh, what does this sound? I appreciate how they're able to make this really unusual, almost like an unsettling kind of sounds, which makes sense since the title track's called Scared. Very weird and very unconventional with the sound, because I think there's something that K-pop should utilize more of, like this really weird sounds. Into the music. So I can appreciate how it was composed.
Yeah, I mean, for their this is being their first official comeback, and this being their second mini album. Like, I was very thoroughly impressed in terms of just what I got, because throughout the whole entire album too, because the whole album has this like whole very much like, really, they play a lot with this like kind of like distortion, like kind of put them on edge a little bit with their backing, because again, they're very, very heavily hip hop based. Like I almost kind of like, I don't want to say like really early BTS in terms of like hip hop based, but they have a lot of influence in hip hop. Like they really, really are like heavy on the hip hop, but like they managed to like flow in their vocalists really well, especially their main vocalists, like Theo and Kiho, the two oldest members of the group. Like they managed to flow their vocals in very smoothly and very well, which is kind of interesting. It's a very interesting dichotomy, I think, interesting because their name is P1 Harmony, so like it's kind of interesting. We talk about harmony and then just harmony in their name, and it's like. You get this weird kind of like it like comes put you on edge, but it's really like in your face, like
gets into the music, like like the beats as well.
Yeah, and like this like off the hip hop in it, just like it's so aggressive, and like I really enjoyed it. And this is somebody who like really does enjoy hip hop with me. And like I just and Ginny knows this too. Like she knows I really like hip hop, so like this is definitely more of my taste. But
your taste.
It's like I really did dig this whole entire album, like just throughout the whole thing, like just how like aggressive and how hype it made me feel, just like throughout like with the lyrics and just with the vibe of it all, and just for lack of a better term, and just I was just so like the whole album just made me just super pumped and just like really like in a good mood. it just like kind of puts you off on that weird edge a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
I feel the same way, and I really like what you said there, that for names up for called P1 Harmony in their album Disharmony, they're able to like able to pick a lot of the very very drastic, very different sounds, and manage to like blend them all together into like a really a really great harmonious like piece together. And I really like that they were able to succeed in that challenge well.
I do too. Like, I mean, some of the like other tracks besides Scared, like I really do like Scared. Scared's a really good track. Really inspirational too in a way. Like if you look into the lyrics of it, like it's really talking about like standing up for yourself and like, standing up to what you're scared for, like, being brave and stuff. So it's really like a really inspirational track. Like, I kind of feel like a little like Stray Kids-esque in a way, like, kind of.
Almost, but not like, as like hard as like Stray Kids, or not like very aggressive or very, I guess, like deep cut as Stray Kids. I think that they're more of like the fun, a really fun, like way that they deliver like their message and their like their sound as well.
Yeah, but they're really trying to like kind of like this whole more like supportive message out there to their fans, which they finally named their fandom with this comeback. So they named their fandom Peace, P1 ECE. So their fandom is called Peace. And so which again kind of marketing with their name P1 Peace. So I actually kind of like how it works.
Also, I also enjoy, since for me, I'm not really a fan of like those slower tracks at the end of the album. I was like, okay, I'd probably be like skip at the end of the album. But for me, I actually enjoyed If You Call Me, their last song of the album. Because the reason why, because I really like the relaxing guitars chord playing, and doesn't really like drive into like the really sappy, sentimental, like emotional drive. I think it gives you like it slows down, but it slows it in a relaxing kind of way, like it soothes you into the end, which I really really dug.
Yeah. Actually, interesting fact about If You Call Me, that's the first track all 6 of them actually have writing credits on. They all 6 have writing credits on that one. So because the rest of the album, for the main part, the rappers have most of the writing credits. But the final track, all 6 of them have writing credits on it. So all 6 members got to have a hand on that final track, which I really do like that final track. I think If You Call Me is a great the closer to that album. A couple other songs I do want to highlight too. I really like Reset. The second album, or the second song on that, it just kind of got this great showcase again. They're showing that again, that harmony of the rappers and the vocalists together, and it makes me really want to dance. Like, I know it has choreography to it because I did see their showcase, and it actually has some choreography, and I do want to learn the choreography to it because it's so fun. And then I also did like Pyramid. I liked how it started and has kind of felt like this really like aggressive, and then it just like. Then it dropped and then it turned and the breakdown completely changed the vibe of the song. It changed it in the best way.
It's hard to do that. Like, like have like 2 different sounds and like really like smooth, like R&B type of feel, and then go into like the really hardcore hip hop. And, it can be like really, off-putting for some people. It's like, oh wait, like why are we like going into like this type of sound? So yeah.
It works really well, and it's I really like I'm on the top of the pyramid, I'm never gonna flop. I really like that hook on that song. So yeah, I was really impressed with this as the first comeback, being their a rookie group, like out of just super young, super fresh, something a little bit different than we've seen from other 4th gen groups, because they're really they're not more like, it's not EDM like we've seen with a lot of 4th gen groups. They're just straight hip hop.
Yeah, straight hip hop. Yeah, which when you mention how like it kind of reminds me of like BTS's when they first came out as like a hip hop group. It kind of makes me want to like see BTS go back with like their more hip hop phase as well. Like I enjoy very inspirational like songs like On and all that. But hopefully I kind of want to see like more hip hop influence, just to like get like since like the world knows BTS now, kind of like take them by surprise. Like, oh wow, they do like really great hip hop too.
Yeah, I want to go harken back to the ciphers because I really like the ciphers.
Oh yeah, I've been like heavily promoting, like, guys, they're not just like a pop band. They also do hip hop.
You just go throw down with this. Just go throw down with Cypher Part 2 or Cypher Part 3. I know. Go throw down with Cypher Part 3 right now. Let's just go throw down with that from BTS.
Right.
So, but yeah, I was really impressed. Though, like, I feel bad because, like, I feel like they're gonna get swallowed up next week with another fourth gen group coming back with a major comeback. But
right. That's true.
I know, but I say really give P1 Harmony a chance. They're like from a small agency. They're a really small, like they're really kind of small up and coming. I really do enjoy them. I think they're fun, and I really do see a lot of potential for these guys. Like the 6 of them are really good, and their leader's also very much is a chaotic Canadian. So yes,
Canadian, which I support my Canadian brethren like Mark Lee from NCT, and then Kevin from the
Boyz.
We'll be talking soon,
yes.
And yeah, Kiho.
Yes,
they have those three together at some point.
Yeah. Oh God, let's get Mark, Kehoe, and Kevin all in the same room. That
the podcast's gonna be called Canada.
Oh God, that would be insanity.
No.
Oh Lord, I just think about that. My brain just hurt. Wow.
Like laughing or like chatter is like more laughter from Mark.
I just have because I was just put it this way. Kehoe has some of the most insane lines because he wow. Just go watch any videos from P1 Harmony because most of the crazy shit that they've said, he's mostly said it because it's Kehoe. So, but that's it for our music reviews for this week.
Really great streak. Really positive streak on the reviews.
Yeah, we had some really good music come out this week. So I was really all over the board, between rock, hip hop, and just good
house music.
House music, I guess. Yeah, I don't have classify Noonas, but yeah, house music's good. But yeah, just some good stuff across the board. But let's get into our final Rookiepedia session of this marathon session we've been doing with Kingdom here. And we're going to get down into, our final group here with our Kingdom competing groups. And we kind of talked about the Boyz a little bit, obviously a little bit here and there since we've been talking about Kingdom, but we're going to get into more of a deep dive session now talking about this group and a little bit of their history and stuff too. But I guess, do you want to go ahead and get started on their history and on their a little bit of their past and stuff?
Yeah, sure. I'll just do like the basic info of the Boyz. So the Boyz, they are currently an 11-member group. They were formerly 12 under I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. Creaker Entertainment.
I think it's Creakers.
Creaker. Okay,
I think it's Creaker. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds weird if I say Creaker Entertainment. Creaker Entertainment. So they debuted not too long ago on December 6, 2017. They were originally called Creakers because of like their label name. And their formation, is pretty much established due to like some of the members' experience appearing and acting in like different media and through other some through other music competitions. So pretty much like a regular thing of how K-pop groups are formed. The group before I say that, their fandom name is called The B, or in Korean terms The B.
Or they also are. It's also stylized as De Boy, so because I've seen it either as De B or the B, the THEB or DEBOIS. So I've seen De Boys or the B. So I've seen it both ways. It's kind of interesting depending on where you've seen subtitles or where they are, how it's translated. So.
Dobi. I think like the Korean character with Dobi is like the more accepted term. I'm trying to find like the reason why is it called like Dobi, but apparently it's like from like the term of like B meaning like vitamins in Korean. I'm not quite sure if that's like the confirmed like thought of it, but I was like, okay, so that sounds like pretty unique. Anyways, so the group actually gained like quick popularity through like some of from their modeling sponsorships and breakout hits, immediate touring, and they were even awarded several times the new male and rookie group in a lot of award shows. And I think we'll be talking about Kingdom later, but since they were contestants from their previous show called Road to Kingdom, it resulted in their victory. So they were first place, and thanks to their really astounding performances and extravagant presentations. And this is why they came back as returning champions for Kingdom Legendary War. So these are my basic information of the Boyz, and you can expand more about their history as well.
Yeah, well, let me get into the members first, and then we'll get back into their history a little bit. So, like Ginny said, so the Boyz are currently an 11-member group, formerly 12 members, but the current 11 members are our leader, Sang Young, who is also one of the main vocalists of the group. Or who's the main vocalist of the group, I should say. And then you have Jacob, who is a lead vocalist of the group. Young Hoon, who is a vocalist and a visual. Also kind of now starting to get known too for his acting. He just started doing some acting as of late, last year or so. Then you have Hung Jae, who is a lead vocalist, lead dancer, and also a visual of the group. You have Junyeon, who is a main dancer, vocalist, and another visual of the group. There's a couple visuals in the group. You have Kevin, who we've talked about before, our chaotic Canadian, who's a main vocalist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jacob? Oh,
Jacob's
yeah.
from Canada, Toronto.
Oh.
Yeah, both Jacob and Kevin are from Canada. And then, yeah. This is one of my favorite moments from them is Kevin calling Jacob, and he's asking about big milk, and he's like, "This is why they think Canadians are weird."
That's only on the east side, though. I mean, in Ontario area, they bag their milks. For here, we have carton milk.
Oh, right.
But anyway, back to
anyway, to get back into the members, that's one of my favorite random moments I've seen of Kevin's V lives. But yeah. But back into the members, then we have Nu, who's a main vocalist as well. And then you have Q, who is a main dancer and a vocalist. And then Ju Hankyeon, who is a lead dancer, vocalist, and rapper. Sunwoo, who is the main rapper of the group, lead dancer, and vocalist. And then you have Eric, who is our lead dancer, lead rapper, vocalist, and our maknae of the group. And Eric's actually from the States. He's the third English-speaking member of the team. He's lived in LA for a while, so he's part of the English-speaking trio between Jacob, Kevin, Eric.
Two Canadians, one American.
Pretty much. So. And then formerly part of the group was Hwal, who was a lead dancer, lead rapper, and vocalist as well. He left the group in October 2019 due to health reasons. He was having an ongoing lingering injury with his ankle. But since then, he's kind of debuted as a soloist singer as well as an actor. So he's gone on and he's been promoting and doing stuff on his own, and he's been having some pretty moderate success, I think, with it too. So
yeah, that's good. Sometimes it's sometimes a shame to hear some former members being caught in really sticky situations. But with him, it's no hard feelings. It's just due to health reasons, and he's able to live on as a solo singer, which really really great to hear that.
Yeah. He just was in a drama too called Color Rush. That was it was an online web series because it's a boy love novel. So yes, gay love.
No.
I was he was one. You're like, oh, what now? Yeah, it's a really popular boy love novel web series. And yes, he was one of the leads. It's actually on Viki if you want to watch it. For those who have Viki, it was on Viki
for research.
It's very short. It's only 8 episodes long. I think it's every episode's 15 minutes. It's really really short because it's a web series. So, but he's starting to kind of start getting some success that way. So he's at least I'm happy that he at least is kind of still in the entertainment industry because, he's not letting this injury really sidelight him, and continue on. So, which makes me happy. So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of like their history and stuff, I mean, I think they've kind of had some like moderate success. I mean, in terms of their history, so they debuted like just before Stray Kids, and we talked about Stray Kids last week. Like they're like just before Stray Kids. But they're kind of from a smaller agency. Obviously, Creeker is a very small agency.
Yeah.
So they don't have a lot of, promotional stuff. It's like Stray Kids or Stray Kids, come on the scene and just like explode on the scene.
Yeah, plus like they're under JYP, one of the big, like the major labels in K-pop.
Right. The Boyz is kind of like almost, I kind of like see similar to ATEEZ in terms of like being a smaller agency and having to like kind of do the hustle, like having to hustle and like really work at getting their fans. But I think they've done really, really well because they've had a lot of success. I mean, even from their first their first EP with their first single with Boy, like they got some success with that, and then they just kind of continue getting success and just we're getting invites, getting time on the air, and they're getting invites to be on stage and go to different places, like they got to go be a part of like the 12th Asian Film Awards like right after they debuted, like a couple months after they debuted. So like that's pretty impressive, like for the first overseas performance. So that's within like 3 months of their debut. And then they kind of were able to like again, as Ginny mentioned, they got a lot of rookie awards, they got a lot of rookie recognition in 2018 as well. So they just were kind of able to kind of push and promote from there. And so and even like they were just continuing to like grow and grow and grow. And I think they finally, got a lot of recognition once No Air dropped
in
late 2018.
Yeah, I think in my personal experience, I think when I was watching like compilations of like of I guess complex K-pop dance choreographies, and then that's where I found the Boyz with their choreography on No Air, and that's my first impression on the Boyz. Like, I like this like the song to it, and then I was like research more about the Boyz and like listen to the full song. Like, wow, I really dug this.
Yeah, like if you like No Air is like one of their like most popular songs. Like there was a reason why I was talking about last week when they were performing that on Kingdom. Like everyone was asking them like why weren't they performing that Road to Kingdom, because that is one of their most
waiting for the best, waiting for the right time.
pretty much like they're waiting for the right moment to get in there to like perform No Air. So but it's such a good song. Like I really do like No Air. I mean, that luckily came out like just as like they were getting like right before award season 2018, like when they got the rookie award at Melon Music and stuff. So I mean, that's obviously a great stage to I think perform on for them. So because it's such a good song. There's like I just love the EDM to that too. It's a really good song. And then I think they kept getting them from No Air, like they just getting more popular, like with their next single with Bloom Bloom, like that's when they started getting their music shows wins. That's their first music show win was actually with Bloom Bloom on the show, which is surprising No Air didn't get a win because No Air is so good. It's one of those mystery. It's one of those mystery songs that somehow did not get a win in the music show, and just like it's a good song that does not get a music show win, but there's a lot of those out there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those like those really great songs, but didn't get like the show wins.
Yeah. So answer. Excuse me. Excuse me. But they started like 2018. They just kept getting more and more success. Like this is like they just really started getting more and more popular. And then like I said, that's kind of when Hua left because he was kind of in and out like throughout 2018 with his ongoing lingering ankle issue. And so I think he just felt better. Like so they were kind of already promoting as 11 as it is. So and then with them growing and stuff, like they actually were able to start touring. Like they started touring Europe in late 2019. So like they were getting international success too. in, you know, getting that kind of, you know, international recognition. So, I mean, around 2018 is when I started recognizing them, because I remember listening to Tattoo, and Tattoo is a really, really like more sensuous song, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I put that in my recommended list.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then 2020 rolls around, and then, yeah, I mean, we get them they are able to do their first full album with Reveal, and The Stealer, which, great song. And then they compete on Road to Kingdom, and with them competing on Road to Kingdom, that I think just really kind of blew up their success domestically at home.
Yeah,
because
I think that really helped, like, you know, boosted their popularity more with Road to Kingdom, and like what happened, and like the outcome of the show too.
Yeah, like, I mean, they pretty much, with Road to Kingdom, like, they dominated from day one on. Like, they were so good that whole entire show. And the thing too about Road to Kingdom to note too was that was a literal survival show. Like, there were eliminations on that show because there were groups that got eliminated. So, like, they really had to pump stuff like out every week. So, and I've kind of seen that too with this, like, with Kingdom, is like kind of seeing the stress of it too, because I feel like they've done so, because they did all these amazing stages on Road to Kingdom. Like, I really recommend go check out the Reveal stage.
Which I put for the slideshow, because like it has like the, you know, like the thing with the ladders and like other, like, you know, like other like really massive props. So I think that's one of the most like well-known shots in that Road to Kingdom. And hopefully it doesn't sue me or sue us for using that.
Don't sue us. I'm not. No, seriously, go watch the stage that they did Reveal with. Like, it's so good. I think they redid it as Quasi and Fantasia, as the remix version of it, and it's so good. Like, just the whole entire visualization of it. Kind of leads back to, like, if you kind of want to know what they're kind of doing with everything with Kingdom, look at some of their stuff from Road to Kingdom, because I feel like it kind of harkens back to that, because they're kind of trying continuing the storyline on a little bit with like royal fight and stuff. But like, it's such an epic like stage. Like, it's one of my favorite stages of theirs ever, because it's just so beautifully epic.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that's a reason why I think they won, even though I know I've had friends who wanted other groups to win on that show. And there's other groups on the show that, like, I stand out too. Like, I stand On and Off, I stand Pentagon, who all, you know, deserve to win on that show too. But just like, they were so consistently good and consistently raising the bar of the performances on that show, just the theatrics of it and the stunts and stuff. And like, I mean, that's kind of, I think, how they were able to win and how they got more of a fan base in Korea, and that's how they were able to get onto Kingdom. So,
well, I mean, obviously, because they were their returning champions, and obviously they want them back.
Obvious, right? I mean, they're still competing on Kingdom. I mean, they're still hanging in there pretty well. I mean, they still got third place in terms of the judging last week, according to the professional and the peer evaluation. So, as for the other results, those are still up in the air, but as of recording, but we're still those are still being TBD. But yeah, I mean, we'll see kind of, I think, how it happens from them going forward. But like, I think just them, their success on Road to Kingdom has really grown and stuff. And just, I mean, from that, like, I remember their mini album coming after that with Chase, and then The Stealer was so good. And then, just going from there, it's just like, it's just really like, they're very much, again, one of those groups that really showcases super well on stage. I mean, it's hard with 11 members. I will say that it's really hard with 11 members, because there's so many of them on stage.
Right.
To showcase their strengths and stuff.
Right.
But I think they managed to do a pretty good job of being able to showcase them, especially on the Road to Kingdom stages. So that's why I really highly recommend you go check them out. Like, I go check out the Quanta and Fantasia stage, go check out the Checkmate stage, which is the final stage of the finale, which then they did release as part of Chase. They re-released the song as on the Chase album. So just great songs, period. So I don't know, did I miss anything in terms of their history?
I don't know. It's like there's nothing much, and then they're still a growing group.
Mm-hmm.
So because they came out in 2017, so they're still still going at it, and then hopefully they'll be able to find more success, bigger success, and throughout their career.
Yeah, I mean that's basically kind of like they're again considered one of they've called the Z groups, Stray Kids, ATs, the Boyz, because again their names. And they're kind of
just recognize
everyone calls them the Z's.
Z group.
The Z's, because they have the Z's at the end of their names. Well, there's not one at the end of Stray Kids, but kind of similar.
I thought like Stray Kids like the ending with a Z instead of the S. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. No, but it's Stray Kids with an S, but everyone calls them the Z groups because when you shorten Stray Kids, it's usually SKZ anyway.
Oh, so right. Yeah.
I think anyway, I know they've just been calling them the Z groups, and they're basically like been the representatives of the Gen 4 groups on Kingdom.
Like the bridgeways, the bridgeways like between those generations.
Yeah. So I mean, they really are like kind of been serving. I mean, AT is probably the most set into the 4th generation out of all 3 of them, being the like most, the one debuting the most latest into 2018. Whereas, so Stray Kids and the Boyz debuted, late 17, early 2018. So, but yeah, I mean, just, like I said, I think they have there's a lot to them. Like they have some really great stuff. Like if you want to check out anything from their stuff, I'd really highly recommend checking out their YouTube. They really put out a lot of really great content through their YouTube, like kind of fun, like games and stuff with them, and like hanging out. Like there's some really fun Halloween Mafia games on there too. There's just really good content, just kind of get like a vibe of like all 11 of them, just kind of like their personalities and stuff and how much they tease one another and stuff. Like they're so fun, like them one another, just like their vibes with one another are so fun, and their live streams are hilarious too. Like just the interactions they have, like there's so many reasons why like so many like I think so many compilations of like popular K-pop like moments have a lot of moments from the Boyz, because they just are so many of them out there, because they're just so funny.
What are you doing? Kissing the fans, bro.
Stop it.
Stop. No, Kevin. Yes, Kevin.
I'm pretty sure The Weeknd also acknowledged them because they did a cover of Blinding Lights with Luna. Yeah, so we can acknowledge them one time, which is pretty cool.
It's always really nice when another artist recommends another artist. So
I know, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like they're they like I said, they live stream quite a bit on V Live. So like, because I mean, there's a lot of them, so they're always like live streaming, I feel like. So there's always some kind of chaos happening over at Creeker, I feel like, with them. So especially with Kevin, like Kevin has
Kevin's like the biggest
chaotic live streams, period. So
yeah, I think I'm considering like him like teaming up with Mark then, because there's gonna be too much stuff like happening with between them.
Yeah, it's just he's just, because I think he's very he just speaks what's on his mind. Pretty much is kind of how he is. He has no filter. There's no filter on Kevin whatsoever. So it's just very much like
Canadians are just like the quiet, meek ones.
Well, it's very true that he's because he's very, very introverted usually, but like when he just talks, it's just like there's no filter whatsoever, and it just all comes out, and you're just like, wait, what? So, but it's some of the funniest stuff out there. Also to note too, I think it's Q, it's Changmin. is a big horror fan, because there's one of my favorite clips is him coming into one of the live streams with a Chucky doll, and he like scares one of the members.
Right. Yeah, like, where did this band come from? Like, oh, I didn't recognize it was from the Boyz. That's kind of cute.
And he's like hugging this Chucky doll. He's all happy, and the other members just like, "No, get this out of here right now! I don't want it in here at all." And he's just sitting there smiling, holding this Chucky doll like it's the most precious thing in the world.
Size too. It's like the original size of Chucky as well. It's like they big.
Literally 2 types of people there.
There are 2 types of people in this world. Yes. Like it's just like I said, they're so chaotic, and they're just so they're just so funny. They're very hard to handle, but they're so funny. That's why I want so much more like interactions between these groups on Kingdom. Like I do, because they're so funny. Yeah. Damn it, Mnet, give me more interaction.
No, like it's like because they don't want them like talk to each other.
They probably do like behind the scenes, but I want to see that. Like I paid money to see that. Like come on.
And then like, no, it's a competition.
Yeah, it's a competition.
Not a team. It's not a team. It's a competition.
Iconic, yes. It's not a team. It's a competition. But yeah, I want more interactions, because I love the interactions. Again, also on the whole Wooyoung collecting phone numbers like it's Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Competition here. Jesus. But yeah, they're fun. So, but I guess before we get into their playlist, should we kind of get into like what their sound is? Because I feel like they're not a typical 4th gen. Like they do have some EDM, obviously, in their music.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to distinguish a sound, because I'm not that like a big of a fan yet.
Mm-hmm. But like I feel like it's like they don't rely as heavily on EDM, like again, like Stray Kids or ATEEZ, like we've talked about in the past with them. I feel like they definitely rely on their vocals a little bit more. I mean, the rappers are really good. Like I'll say Sunwoo's a really, really good rapper. Like he's the like one rapper like you will know when he's rapping. It's usually Sunwoo. Like he's pretty standout, but yeah, like in terms of their vocals and stuff, like they just really stand out. Like they kind of had like, I felt like when they started, they kind of had like the bit of a Gen 3 like boy group, like kind of like a softer image, and then it's kind of transitioned to a bit of a harder, not I won't say harder image, but a more aggressive kind of 4th gen-ish image a little bit, like we've seen with more 4th gen groups out there. But I mean, I like they have a very wide variety of sounds and stuff. Like they can go softer, they can go more aggressive. Kind of fitting whatever your taste is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of nice. So
yeah, so I guess I consider them like they're a group with no genre or like no defining genre.
Yeah, I won't say. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like it's a little like now they're kind of getting more into EDM stuff, especially their last couple albums. I feel like, especially with stuff from like Reveal and from Chase. Like I will say, like it's a little bit more EDM, but yeah, some of their other stuff is a little bit, some of their other stuff is a little bit softer, but there's some EDM throughout. Like I mean, I think they finally figured out their sound like at No Air. Like that's when they figured it out. I think that's why No Air took off so well. And then from there it's just like I think they knew what they were doing. So not to say they didn't know what they were doing before No Air, but it's a little different previous to No Air. So
yeah, so like they have their own like defined like their own sound, their own identity, and their music, and it's really great that they're still able to branch up to like different different genres or different sounds, but still able to recognize it's from the Boyz.
Exactly. So you can tell that this is a boy song. So which is nice. So it's nice to have that distinguishing taste when you're listening to K-pops out there. So that doesn't all blend into all these other Gen 4 groups out there.
Right. Right.
So should we get into our playlist, I guess? I don't know about anything else to do. Any other things you want to add about the Boyz before we get into our playlist?
Not really. I can just go into like into the playlist. I have nothing
Okay.
else. I guess like to add.
Okay.
But for the playlist, since I got Tabby to help me out with the playlist, and maybe she can like take the reins and then see what she
Sure.
suggested for the songs. We
Sure, go
went
right
by
ahead.
like from debut to the recent ones too. So
Oh, I should have added Ego in there as well, just because it's a really good rap song.
okay.
But I guess I can go with one of the first ones that I first listened to with the Boyz. It was Giddy Up. It was I don't know, it was
Mhm.
just very cheerful, which I really enjoyed. It's like going in my head right now. I don't know why it's like, but anyways, these are just like my, I guess, personal interpretations, but definitely for the reveal, one of their well-known songs, just because it was in Kingdom. That one,
yeah.
that one was I don't know, that was a game changer for me. I was like, wow. But
It's right here. It's like the picture.
okay, yeah. So, I mean, did you listen to any of these by any chance?
To a bit of those, and I do agree with what you said, especially the one with like the one the slower,
The more soulful one, right?
the most soulful ones.
Soulful, yeah. How about
Mhm.
you, Jenny? Was there any on the list?
No, before that, like of course, like my first impression was with No Air,
Mm.
and
Mhm.
yeah, and also with like with other tracks like Tattoo. I agree with what you guys like thought of,
Mhm.
and Reveal because of like the Kingdom performance. I think that's like one we guys like think of first, and then the more recent ones with I know you don't like the Jenny. I don't care. But with Breaking Dawn, which I didn't know it was it was part of their Japanese album. I just
Yeah.
like how like the chorus sound because it sounds so weird, and it sounds kind of they try to be like so sexy as well. It's like
It just breaks down weird for me. It's just the sound. It just broke down so weird for me. But I understand. I understand.
I just laugh every time. Like when you at the chorus, I just think of you and just start laughing. I just like just put a smile on my face.
Great, I guess. You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Okay, you can go on to your list though, Jenny.
Okay. So yeah, so like I'll round up our list of songs then for the picks for the Boyz. So I'm gonna go start from their debut from their first album called The First. Creative title, I know. Which
Perfect album.
which was their debut song Boy, and then I also want to add on there I'm Your Boy. Yes, they're two completely
Boys.
different songs. They're completely different
Wait.
songs. But I kind of like I'm Your Boy. It kind of has this cool like throwback as kind of 90s sound to it. So, and it just kind of got this cool like it feels very smooth. It's kind of got a little bit of an R&B smooth sound to it too.
Yeah, 100%. That one's great.
So, you talked about Giddy Up. I also like Giddy Up too. From The Sphere, I like Right Here. I think that's a really good song, as well as IOU. From The Only, you guys always talk about No Air. We all like No Air, obviously a lot.
This is probably the magnum opus of so far.
Probably is. I also add in there Melting Heart. It's a bit of a slower song of theirs, but I really do like it. It pops up quite a bit on my playlist a lot, but I really like it. It's kind of, it got the slower, kind of smoother vibe to it. I also like one of the final songs on the album, Forever. It's just really, really good song. From their second single album, Bloom Bloom, I like Bloom Bloom. It's just a fun, like, bright track of theirs. I love the joke that they were making at Kingdom, like, we should perform Bloom Bloom. Then we would have totally won the intro. We totally would have won the introductory round if we done Bloom Bloom. And then going into Dream Lake, I also picked Water, DDD, and Complete Me from that album. From Tattoo, I did Back All Black, which I think is just a really fun hip hop track of theirs, as well as Tattoo. I think it's just a really great song of theirs as well. It's one of the first the Boyz songs I think I heard. And it's a really, really, really good song. From Reveal, which is their first full album, obviously the title track Reveal, again, referenced in the Road to Kingdom performance. Just a great song. Listen to Reveal and listen to the remix version from Road to Kingdom. They're both really good versions. I really highly recommend you listen to both. Also, from that album, Salty, Break Your Rules and Goodbye. And then from their most recent album from Chase, besides The Stealer, which I really like, I will put on their Whiplash, and I will put on their Checkmate, which was the song that they wrapped up Road to Kingdom with, which it also has a really great performance, but I really, really do like Checkmate. I think it's a great song.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I also forgot to mention I also like their song from the start, the second album, which is Get It, because it kind of has like the really noisy K-pop sound, and it sounds, sounds really as like aggressive as 80s and Stray Kids.
Okay.
So, Get It. It's also my favorite.
All right. I will make sure to add that to my playlist too, so we can put that in our playlist. So we'll have our Spotify playlist for the show. Last one for a while. But I mean, they said they have a nice wide range of stuff, but there's just some really fun bright stuff, some darker stuff on there. Just like a really nice mix of music just to put you in the mood, like in a bunch of different moods, like whatever you want, I think. And just a really great vibes, I think. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, like I said, my biggest concern with them being on Kingdom is like I'm hoping they didn't reveal too much on Road to Kingdom.
Sorry, I don't know that was intentional.
May or may not have been. You decide. Because and I know they've been worried about this because they've talked about it on the show. Because they basically, with all their stages on Road to Kingdom, they were always on edge because they never knew if they were going to be eliminated. And so there's no, like I said, no eliminations in Kingdom, but obviously the ante's been upped in Kingdom, as we saw last week, with all the full performances, especially with Stray Kids and ATEEZ's performance. Because whoa, I'm still blown away by this.
Yeah, and plus I think they know I don't think we're gonna win the second round. We're just gonna give to other people and give them a chance. So I guess
I mean,
pulled down on their performance. Not pulled down, but didn't
I'm hoping that they're to the point now where they can enjoy. I'm hoping they can enjoy it, and they can they can just have a really good performance that they themselves like they put the work in, they design the performance, they do this, and we really like this performance, and we nailed this. This is awesome. That's what I want from them. That's my dream.
Kind of what I feel like. That's kind of what I hope for. All the groups, not just to be this really rivaling competition, but them to have fun and just just do their best and be proud of what they've done and enjoy other people's performance.
Yeah, I'm at the point too. I'm kind of sick of the competition because I'm not just being total snake on everything right now.
Here are the rankings. You'll feel bad for yourself for being less.
Yeah. Oh God. And then just with and then my feelings on the whole fan vote thing too, which I could rant about that for a while.
It's messy.
It's a mess, and I don't think the fan vote should have so much weight. Honestly, I don't think it should be 40% of the total of the vote. I don't think, especially if you're voting for three groups, because there's just a lot of there's a lot of sabotaging happening with it. And it's just not good. So, and it's hurting groups I think the Boyz, and it's hurting groups like ATEEZ, because there's a lot of groups who are sabotaging them because they're good, but they don't want to give them the votes because, they don't, I don't know if they want to acknowledge that they're good or what is happening. You know what I mean? It's whereas I'm sitting here, I'm actually gonna vote for the best three groups that I think deserve the votes because I feel like that's the most fair thing to do, but I'm not like everybody else, or not everyone's like me. So,
right.
But all I can hope for now is just one, people get more fans out of this. Two, people get more recognition out of the show, and three, they just put on really good performances that the artists themselves really, really love and appreciate. Whether it's their own songs, their covers, whatever they're doing. So That's all I'm hoping for at this rate. So
everyone's a winner.
let me get all sappy up in here, and everybody's a winner, right?
That's so cheesy. Just remember, for all winners at heart. Oh God.
Something like that. Sure, we're gonna go with that. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for our Rookipedias. We're done finally with the Rookipedias. We did it.
Yay! Time to retire. Yeah, sorry, Cedric. It's not a 2-hour show like you wanted.
No 2-hour show this week. I know my boyfriend was so excited. I got a 2-hour. We had a 2-hour show last week, but it's not 2 hours this week.
Yeah, you even commented on like the last week. Yay, 2-hour show.
My boyfriend likes. Even though he doesn't know what I'm talking about half the time, but he listens to it. I don't know why.
Yes, we love a supportive boyfriend.
Yeah,
we love Dynamite. I know. We will eventually turn him around on Dynamite.
I don't know.
I highly doubt that, but anyway. No, but next week on the show, obviously we're gonna follow up with Kingdom round 2 performances. We just had round 2 part 1 aired this morning. We're recording on Thursday.
Yeah. It's a good idea that we're gonna wait until all the groups all perform.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait and we'll discuss the performances all next week on the show, as well as probably get the judging and hopefully get the final results of round 1.
It's just taking so long.
I know, it's taking forever. I don't know what they're doing over it. I'm not. As well as we have a couple more reviews next week. Like I said, we are looking next week another really big 4th generation comeback with Hyphen with their first comeback. Which, oh my God, like that looks really good. I don't know if you've seen the teaser for that.
I've seen, the teaser. I'm not kind of sounding so far.
It's a lot of, again, like I thought P1 Harmony was very different from like other 4th gen groups. Like Hyphen is doing that as well, and like different ways from P1 Harmony. But we'll talk about that next week. As well as I think we'll talk a little bit about On and Off's repackage, their first repackage ever with them. With their first album, they're doing a repackage. So that's on the docket for next week. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know, unless there's other breaking news happening in the world of K-pop. But who knows at this rate? Which is, like I said, but we'll have another crazy Monday like we did this week.
Yeah, at least I don't get to research about compile any other playlists for the next week. So thank goodness I'm just gonna find random pictures and just stuff with it.
Thank goodness, because I'm getting too hyped up about Imitation airing here very soon, because I'm seeing all the promotion for that now, and I'm like, oh, that's looking good. Because I might be doing
anything about Imitation, or okay, it has members of AT, right? Members of other
members of ATs, members of SF9. A couple other former idols in there. It's got a whole star-studded cast, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
There's
I think it features a lot of different fictional groups, and they're gonna be portrayed by current idol groups.
Yeah. I will have to talk. We'll talk off air, but yeah, there's been some. The promotion on it's been very fun. Like they've actually made Twitter accounts of the groups and them as actual
as their
K-pop groups. They've actually named the fandoms for Sparkling and Shax. It's insane, and for Tea Party too apparently. So yeah, we would have to
make a song or to do a song. Oh
my God! If they start releasing music. Also, I'm not gonna lie, because I've been seeing a lot of in the promotions, and I'm like, oh my God, after 18. Okay, anyway. Anyway, this has been my sanity most of this week. Anyway, let's just plug our stuff and should we get out of here?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you can find me on Facebook at Ginny Leano, so that's GINNYLEANO. Or on my design page there at Ginny Leano Designs. Or you can find me on Instagram for my design page at Ginny Designs. And hopefully you'll be able to find all my other personal pages and throughout the links too. And how about you, Jenny?
And you can find me, Jenny, over on Facebook, facebook.com/Jenny Matasek. That's JenniMatasek. You can also find me over on Instagram and on Twitter at Chaos Bulldog. You can also find the show pages for the Noonas podcast over on Instagram and on Twitter at Noonas_podcast. Don't forget the underscore. You can also check out the Spotify playlists and the SoundCloud links to our show under those bios on those pages. Make sure to check them out. And also make sure to check out the video form of the show where we put up pictures and other little fun things on Facebook under the Metropolis Collective. Thanks again, guys, for hosting our show. We very much appreciate it. This has been the News Podcast for this week.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us, Tabby.
If you guys ever talk about 17, I'm just a couple rooms down.
Oh yeah, don't put that Rookiepedia idea on us.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about possibly have 17 on the back burner for Rookiepedia down the road. But
down the road, if they have a comeback, then maybe.
I feel like we need to do, because 17 is definitely a group that needs a Rookiepedia session, because they're that big. So, but no, I really appreciate you being on the show this week. Thank you so much, Tabby, for joining us on the show. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So,
and follow them, guys. Whoever's listening, please give them a follow and follow their Instagram.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Support them.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the plug. But yeah, this has been the News Podcast for this week. I got nothing else except for a resounding
fighting.